Chris, what the heck are you doing? These your dirty little feet. So it's kind of a gray, rainy day in LA right now, which doesn't happen super often, but when it does, people will usually ask me, how do I normally handle dog walks on a day like today? And actually, when I first started out, I had a client who would book me for an hour and a half a day, split between 2 walks. And this was when I was just starting out. I wasn't super good at like the people-y side of business, and I didn't have like a set game plan down for how I handle stuff like this. So I just asked them, what do you want me to do since it's raining? And they said the dogs still need their full walk. They had a younger dog who was like pretty energetic. They still need the full time. So I ended up walking the dogs like an hour and a half in the rain every time that it rained. And I mean, the dogs didn't really mind it. It seemed like they actually, as long as they got to go for their walk, they were happy. Those specific dogs. I know some dogs hate walking in the rain. But yeah, in that scenario, it was mainly just me who didn't want to go for a walk in the rain. So now that I have some more experience, I usually have some alternate game plans, like a rainy day schedule for how I handle my dog walks. So I guess my first line of defense is I check the minute by minute AccuCheck weather, which is something that I really didn't give enough credit to until the last year or two, which I've been in business for 10 years. And I kind of wish I had looked into this sooner, because I had a friend who's like really nerdy and posts about it when it rains, and I was like, oh, that's something only nerds do. I don't know why I brushed it off, and it's really helpful. It's actually really helpful. So I was sitting today, I went to my last dog walk, and I was sitting in my car, and it said there's going to be a break in the rain in 2 minutes. And so I waited a couple minutes, and there wasn't a break in the rain, and it kept pushing it back like 2 minutes. I ended up waiting a few minutes, maybe 5 or 6 minutes, but it wasn't that big of a deal. And I was able to take the dog out, and it was totally clear. Her paws got a little wet from the sidewalk, but she didn't get wet. I didn't get wet. Didn't need an umbrella or anything. So I would say that's probably the best plan, is to try to schedule walks around breaks in the rain. And I do schedule on like a 2-hour window, so I get some flexibility. So if I need to move a walk around, it's like not like I'm gonna be late or early. And if I can't do that, like maybe if my schedule is like not super flexible that day, or there's just not enough breaks in the rain, I'll usually do a short potty break. So whether that's on leash on a short walk, or in the yard if the client has a yard, just to make sure they get the chance to go potty and spend a little bit of time outside. Bring them in, dry them off. I'll usually ask ahead of time like what towels the client wants me to use, and then we'll usually use the remainder of the time like playing something in the house. Like if they have a toy, we can play tug, we can play fetch. If they have puzzle toys, we can do the puzzle toys. I know for pet sitters and dog walkers who actually do have this kind of weather on a regular basis, a lot of them keep a stash of puzzle toys and stuff like that in their car. So even if the client doesn't have something, they can like go and fetch a game. Basically, it's like playing board games with the dog or something. But you could get like a little food puzzle or something like that, so you can use the rest of your time, and the dog still gets to do an activity. So they get some stimulation and get to wear out a little bit of energy. And then I also usually have like a couple clients on my schedule who actually work from home. And then they just schedule extra dog walks so their dogs can get some extra exercise and activity while they're busy working. Usually those clients will book me maybe not 5 days a week, but like 3 days a week, or on their extra busy days or whatever. So I had one of those today, and I just asked if I could come tomorrow instead, because it doesn't really make sense for me to just show up and do a quick potty break when that like only takes a few minutes. So he handled that today, and then I'll just do her big walk tomorrow. And it's also kind of a good idea to ask the client like ahead of time, like if it's a new client or someone that I haven't dealt with in the rain before, like how do they normally handle things? Do they have a preference for how I handle things? Also, how does their dog normally react to rain? Like some dogs don't care at all. Like they'll do a full walk if you let them. Some dogs will like run around like maniac in the yard. That's probably something you want to know so they don't get super soaked and like muddy. And then some dogs are really afraid of the rain and they don't want to go potty, so they might take some extra coaxing, a little pep talk, some extra treats and stuff to go outside and go potty. So yeah, it's good to get the parents' perspective of like how they normally handle things, just to make sure I'm doing things according to that dog's preferences. Of course, there's also additional steps if it's like a thunderstorm or like it's super windy or something like noisy or scary. Usually people whose dogs have like anxiety about like thunderstorms and stuff like that, they'll give me the full rundown and tell me exactly like what to do. But things like turning on fans or white noise machines or music, giving them positive reinforcement, hanging out with them on the couch if they have like a thunder shirt or anything like that. But yeah, that's a more complicated topic, but I figured I would mention it. So I don't know if this is actually interesting or not. It is something that clients will ask me, but also like friends ask me, like, so it's raining, what are you doing at work today? So I figured I would just answer it in today's video. So if you have any other questions about what I do in the rain or any other situation, anything else you're curious about, let me know. And thanks for watching. Bye.